How's it going, everybody? Chris Card's back through the mail. Monday, 5 measly returns for you today on this glorious September 8th. First return is from Puerto Rico, and we've got Dickie Thon. Dickie Thon, who is Puerto Rican, by the way. His father was Puerto Rican. Born in North Bend, Indiana, to a father that was attending Notre Dame. Moved back and was raised in Puerto Rico. Still lives in Puerto Rico, as seen by the return stamp from the USPS. I've got 5 cards here signed through Past Pros. $10 a card for Dickie Thon. 1987 tops, 84 tops, 89 upper deck for the set. A couple of 89 upper deck cards for good measure. So nice return from Dickie Thon for my sets. 15 years in the bigs. Of course, 83 was an all-star. On a Hall of Fame trajectory, some think. And hit in the face by Mike Torre's fastball. First week of 1984, first week of the new season in 1984. Broke his orbital bone and had a really hard time with depth perception after that year. Still played 10 more years in the bigs, but was never the same player as he was previously to getting beaned. Spent the majority of his 15 years with the Astros, 7 with the Astros, 3 with the Phillies. I remember him with the Phillies. Of course, as a kid growing up, you had your NL East, and you did not mix well with, say, the West when he played for the Astros. You didn't see him on TV very much, so I didn't see Dickie really till he played for the Phillies. Also played for the Padres, the Rangers, the Brewers, and as well as a little bit of time with the Angels. Dickie Thon, nice return from him. PastPros.com, got to go there, pay them. Print off the email receipt and send it to Dickie and send it like that. As you see, I put the extra stamp, the extra ounce stamp on this envelope just to make sure it would get to him and get back to me, just because there was quite a few cards in there. Every now and then, if it's too thick, it's not flexible enough to go through the rollers, and they'll have to hand sort it, and they'll say insufficient postage and maybe return it. So it happens maybe one every 200 or 300 send-offs, so it's very rare. But every now and then you got a hero in the USPS who's earning his check, and he wants to make sure everything is by the book, and so you get it returned to sender every now and then. Even though 100 times out of 100 times it goes through the rollers just fine. Now, card savers or top loaders, especially top loaders, yes, those things can tear up an envelope pretty quick. But I don't use top loaders. As you see, I never use any protection whatsoever, and my cards always come back pretty nice, pretty a-okay as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, let's move on, guys. 4 more to go. Let's do it. All right, gang, next return is from South Carolina, and it's going to be from Dr. Frank L. Charlton, who's going to be Pete Charlton, who played for the 1964 Boston Red Sox, got into 25 games for them as a pitcher. Started 5, relieved 20 of them. 1964 Topps card, already signed by Dalton Jones. Nice to get that completed. And a 1966 Topps card, also signed very nicely by Pete. Nice return from him. Of course, 5 years in professional ball before going on to Michigan State University and earning his Ph.D. and geology. During his baseball career, he just had the overwhelming urge to become a college professor, and that's what he did for nearly 40 years after baseball. Nice return from Dr. Frank L. Charlton, a.k.a. Pete. There you guys go. There's information. 82 years young, still signing strong. Nice return from him. Moving on to return number 3. All right, next return from San Jose, California, with a little bit of an older stamp on this one. So, we got Mr. Andy Messersmith back, who doesn't normally sign. He usually just says, I don't sign anymore, and returns your cards, which is what I got in here. And he signed the cards. Unbelievable. 1974 Topps card signed for the set. Very happy to get that done. And a 1969 Topps rookie card to boot as an Angel. He usually writes a note, which he did not write a note this time. He writes a note saying he's no longer signing and signs it. Kind of signs it. I think he just signs it Andy. I think you saw me guys open it a while ago. This is what I wrote him. I'm not sure if anything in there triggered what he... maybe it triggered him to be motivated to sign my cards. I'm not sure. You guys can pause it and read it if you want and figure out maybe something in there. I did talk about how he changed free agency, and he certainly did change free agency. Of course, the reserve clause was terrible. The owners basically just paid the players whatever they wanted and said tough luck if they didn't like it. So he brought upon the change and the basically the new era of free agency during his time. I think it was one of him and another player both kind of battled it out and took the owners to town, and they won. The players actually won. So, of course, a 12-year career, originally drafted 12th overall, first-round pick of the Angels back in 1966 out of Cal Berkeley. A very, very good pitcher for 12 years. Also spent some time with the Braves, the Dodgers, and the Yankees. In fact, 1974, probably his best year, where he lost out to the Cy Young winner. His teammate, Mike Marshall, won it, and a reliever. And I think he kind of got robbed in 1974 of the Cy Young. He probably should have won it. But Mike did have really good numbers as a reliever. 83 games finished, got into 106 games that year. That led the league. 15-12 record with an ERA slightly under Andy. But Andy was a starting pitcher, went 20-6 that year with 13 complete games, which is obviously unheard of nowadays. But Andy put together an incredible season. That was his best season. 21 saves for Mike Marshall that year as well. Led the league in the saves as well as games, 15-12 record. So very interesting Cy Young Award that year in 74. Of course, I think Marshall finished second the previous year to Seaver, who just whooped everyone, and he definitely earned that 73 Cy Young Award. So maybe because he did it 2 years in a row, they gave it to him in 74 over Andy. But nonetheless, awesome return. Probably one of the rarest and hardest to get returns on Through the Mail Monday on our 346th episode. I don't think there's any return that has surprised me more than this Andy Messersmith return. Kind of an odd bird, doesn't sign, and everyone's always kind of frustrated by the fact that he doesn't sign, even though it would be quicker for him to sign the cards rather than write the note saying he doesn't sign anymore. So for whatever reason, he's got his reasons. He's a man of principles. If his playing career, of course, told us nothing, it at least told us that. So there you guys go. Andy Messersmith. How about that? Incredible. Let's move on, guys, to our next return. All right, gang. Return numero cuatro is from Atlanta, Georgia. And it's a puffy envelope. Not quite sure where to open it, so I'm going to have to get surgical with it and take my time here. We got some answered questions back, which is why it was a little iffy to just tear into it. Couldn't tell what I was tearing into. And we've got no cards in the envelope. They must be in here somewhere. We got Mr. Gomez. I think we got Louis Gomez, former infielder extraordinaire on a few minor league cards. Nice return from Louis Gomez. Of course, spent 8 years in the bigs with the Twins, 4 with the Twins, a couple years with the Blue Jays, a couple years with the Braves. In fact, he led the Braves in sacrifice bunts with 19 in 1978, a record that still stands, and probably not much of a prediction, but that record will never be broken. He will always be the man with the most sacrifice bunts in Blue Jays single-season history. So there you guys go. Louis Gomez, a very, very good fielder. Couldn't hit worth a lick, but he was a very good fielder. Let's see what he said here. How many autograph requests do you typically receive each week or month? He says approximately 50 per week during season and 50 monthly off-season. Do you have any pet peeves? He says, those that ask questions. Then he said, just kidding. And then he drew a picture of a smiley face with a baseball hat on with a G, which I'm assuming stands for Gomez. He's wearing his own hat. Very cute response from Louis Gomez. Born in Mexico, grew up in L.A. Awesome return from Louis. And what else can I say about him? Yeah, didn't have a single home run in his major league career, but yeah, his glove kept him around for a very long time. And there you guys go. There's information. Louis Gomez. Let's move on, guys, to our final return of the day. All right, gang. Final return is from Honolulu, Hawaii. That's pretty interesting. By the way, does anyone else think Louis Gomez getting 50 requests a week is a lot? Seems like a lot. We got El Cid. We got Sid Fernandez. 1989 Upper Deck card signed for the set. 89 Topps card signed, as well as a couple of Upper Deck cards from Sid Fernandez. A very good pitcher for a very long time. 15 years in the bigs. 10 of those with my Metropolitans, including, of course, 1986 World Series champion Mets. Was an All-Star in 86 and in 1987. Played 15 years overall. Had the third lowest ratio of hits allowed per innings pitched. Basically, what that means is hitters hit 209 off him during his career, which of course had a little less success towards 96, 97 when he was pretty much out of baseball at that time. Got released, I think, in 97. And the only two people that had a better batting average against opposing hitters is Nolan Ryan and Sandy Koufax. So pretty good company. He's third behind those two guys. Very hard to hit. I couldn't hit any of these guys. I couldn't hit. If Louis Gomez was throwing me batting practice, I probably couldn't hit him either. And I'm talking about today. And I don't know how old Louis Gomez is, but first of all, he's hilarious. So he's probably he could probably do a number on me in the batting cage, but we'll never know. So there's that. Hang my head on that. It's like maybe there's a small percentage chance I do foul a couple off him. I don't know. That's it. I'm done. Sid Fernandez, awesome return from him. 5 returns, 11-minute mark. That's impressive. I had a lot to say about pretty much all these returns, so sorry about that. But that's it, my friends. Put it in the books. Thrill Mail Monday number 346. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button. I do this every single week. Love to have you along for the ride. And, of course, hit the comment button. Say something, whatever. And then like as well if you want. You don't have to. No pressure. This is a no-pressure YouTube channel. No pressure whatsoever. In fact, there's anti-pressure. Which means I almost want to tell you guys to just leave me alone and stop watching. How's that for How's that for your non-traditional YouTube channel spiel? That I should just. Anyways, it's late. Just rambling. Had a great week. Saw the Offspring on Wednesday, Thursday. Some on Thursday. And they were great. It was them. It was Newfound Glory, and it was Jimmy Eat World. And of course, as I told you last week, my wife wanted to go see Jimmy Eat World super bad, and I'm like, well, they're only going to play for 35, 40 minutes, but she loved it. She rocked out to him. She was very excited. It was adorable. And Offspring was great. Really liked him. Of course, I got an Offspring way back during, I think, Smash. When Smash came out, loved Come Out and Play. Loved that song, Come Out and Play. And that was sort of my gateway into the Offspring world. It was that, Smash, I think, followed by Ixnay on the Hombre, back when the albums were a thing. Of course, the 90s, I remember a lot of those. And, of course, after, 99, I couldn't name a single album from anybody, probably. So, Offspring was great. And today is Saturday as I'm finishing off this video. And that's right. Oregon Duck football today. Went down there, had awesome seats. Bought a ticket this morning. I said, I'm going to go to the game. I was going to go with Russell, and he's not around anymore, so I'll just go buy a ticket, and I'm sure he'd want me to go, so I'm going to go and enjoy it. And I had a great time. I had a great seat. I had a great ticket, $13.82, including fees. Look at that. That's unheard of. Unfortunately, Russell would love that price. Unfortunately, I could never get that price when I was trying to find tickets for me and him. Always those single seats that seem to be a little bit more easily to obtain when it's just me doing something. So that's sad all into itself. Try not to be sad about it. I had a great game down there in Eugene. Of course, we stomped Oklahoma State Cowboys. When we announced the home and home a few years ago, I was very excited. Man, what happened to the Cowboys? Of course, if you listen to Mr. Gundy, Mike Gundy, that was all about NIL and all the money and stuff like that. But it's pretty bad. Their defense didn't stop the Ducks at all today. I had a great time watching it. Wore pants. That was a mistake, and I had my jersey on, so it was. As soon as the clouds broke around 1 o'clock, it was super hot, and I was whatever. I sat down there for the whole thing. Kind of parked somewhere different today, took a different route, and watched all the players leave. God, they're so big. And sign autographs for all the kids and some adults. I saw a few guys there that knew what they were doing. And I didn't, I know a lot of these guys are probably going to end up in the NFL. They're a really good team. Big dudes. But But I just can't. I don't know. I don't know what I wish if they had cards. I'd probably try to get signed cards, but I don't have cards of these guys. So, but that'd be kind of fun to do. But after the long game, I was kind of tired. But Mr. Dan Lanning, our coach, came along and got a photo with him. So that was kind of fun. Me and my humongous head. I'm not quite sure what happened with that photo, but man, I look like my head's just gigantic. Anyway, he was super cool. He signed for everybody and took pictures with everybody. And I was at the very last part where basically he was going to be free home and away from all the fans and head towards wherever he was going after the game. And then I'm like, you know what? I got to get a photo with this guy. So I was like, hey, Dan, can I get a photo real quick? Great game. Great game, by the way, Dan. Give me $1 million smile. And that was cool of him. It was a fun day. A great day. And I'm leaving for Vegas tomorrow morning. In fact, it's midnight. I'm making this rest of this video here midnight. While this encodes, I have to book a couple of shows and do a few things. We're doing a Sphere. We're going to do the Sphere. We're going to do Wizard of Oz on Thursday. We're going to check out the Sphere. And that'll be really fun. My wife's never seen the movie. I think she'll like the movie, the 1939 version. There's some AI extended sort of to fit the screen type things. I'm not really sure what to expect, but my wife wanted to see it kind of before we went and saw it, so she can kind of see the differences. And I'm like, no, let's see it blind at the Sphere, and then let's come home and watch it again on TV and kind of do it that way, just so we can, I don't want just so you can enjoy the movie, because it's a fun movie, man. Those little monkeys when I was a kid freaked me out. So looking forward to that. I haven't seen The Wizard of Oz, that version of it, probably since I was like 10 or 11. I don't know. It was probably on TV or something. That's all I could think of as the last time I would have been able to see it. So that'll be fun going to the Sphere. We'll be at MGM. We'll be at the Lazy River. Yeah. What else is there to say? I said it all. And like a Howard Stern interview, I've said it all. And so excited about that. And what else is going on? Yeah. Offspring was pretty good. Jimmy Eat World was good. Newfound Glory was very good as well. Those guys brought it. So, and then the Duck game today was fun. 69-3. Goodyear blimp was floating overhead. It was super cool. That was it was fun. Good times. Cheap ticket. My fish and chips after the game was more than my ticket. So I think my fish and chips was like $19. I got a side of chowder, though, too, but the chowder was not good. You know what makes a good clam chowder? I make a really good clam chowder. In fact, I don't make too many things that aren't good, which is probably why I'm, pushing 300 pounds. I should probably do something about that, but I'll start working on that after I get back from Vegas. I'll let you guys know how that goes. So that's it, my friends. Thank you for watching. Sorry this took so long. Andy Messersmith, can you believe it? Sid Fernandez, rest in peace. The great Davey Johnson. Been meaning to work that in during the Sid Fernandez, when I opened up Sid Fernandez, and I didn't do it. So if you're still listening, Davey Johnson, $5 a card. I think I sent him 8 times. I probably got about 25, 30 cards signed by Davey Johnson at about $5 a clip. Actually, I think I sent him 5 cards and $20. Like the first time I sent him in like 2019, back when I was just uber cheap. I'm like, you know what? This guy really just not sign one extra card because I didn't throw him an extra $5? No, he signed it. Great guy. Sorry I didn't send it to the $25, but I gave him plenty of money over the next few years, his proper fee. So I think he was 82 years young, same age as my mother, and that's always crazy when I see 1943, and I'm like, that's how old my mother is. My dad was born in 39, my mom in 43, so and I was born in 78, so, man, we're all getting old. So, Davey Johnson, that's a bummer. I even think I got a Braves 74 Topps team card signed by him. I do have a team card. I might have 2 team cards signed by him. Heck, I should have got more signed by him, but I think I actually sent him in May of this year, so I just got him back recently. He's on one of these most recent Through the Mail Mondays, probably within the last couple of months, so, oh, God, I got to do a thumbnail, too. All right, guys, I got to go. Have a great week. See ya.